What is up, YouTube? Alright, so it is finally time to install the Batrium BMS system. So I'm not going to claim that I know everything about this system because I don't. It's brand new to me, so the only information that I do know, I've been reading it from the Batrium website. And of course, I will link that down below, and I'll link the starter kit that I got down below as well. They've got like 10 different starter kits if you wanted to know that. They actually recommend you get an entire kit because, well, it just comes with everything you need. The starter kit that I got is the 14 LongMon. 14 LongMon with the 375 amp shunt. Now that is 375 amp peak. It is continuous at 200. You can get a lot of the kits with or without the shunt, and of course that will change the price. So this install video is just gonna be the LongMons. These are also called LongMons because they've got a whole bunch of different mons. Okay, Mon? I'm not going to be reading everything that it does, but I will do just a average Joe version of it. Okay, ready, go. Basically, all these things do is create a small load on each battery pack. It creates a load. A smart load. It creates a load across all of these resistors all the way up to the top, right through here. And what the LongMon technically does is it creates a load across your battery. And what that does is it keeps it from going any higher, and it helps it balance out with the rest of the battery packs. Or it keeps a load on the battery until the lowest pack in your system catches up to the voltage of your pack that this is activated on. And there's also temperature sensors on here. There's one like right down here, and then there's another one up here somewhere. I'm not exactly sure, but all of these look like resistors on there to me. This one down here is to monitor the battery temperature, and I believe this one up here is to measure the temperature of the board so you don't burn it up. So that's good. You can actually get 2 amps out of these little things, but you would want to put a fan on it because they can get pretty damn hot. So normally they're at 1 amp. This like 2/3 area from like here all the way up is just resistors. So once this is in bypass mode, you don't want to touch it because it gets hot. There should be a warning on here. Do not touch, hot. And just FYI, these have reverse polarity if for some reason you hook it up backwards. And they have a voltage protection up to 20 volts in both directions, positive or negative. And another thing, when you're installing these, the back of the board is technically live, so you don't want the back of this little guy touching any of your batteries or bus bars or fuses or anything. So make sure it's not touching anything. And it's got a green LED there and a red LED there, and they blink and flash and stay on and do cool stuff with lights. I like LEDs. They connect to a Watchman supervisor, which is just a little board with a brain on it, like a little mini computer. This hooks up to that, and you can set up all kinds of stuff. Okay. That's all it does, is it creates a load to help balance the pack out. So what I'm going to be doing in the next couple of videos is showing you how I am installing it in my power wall or power rack. And you'll be able to use these install videos to help you along to install your own. It might be just a little bit different because my battery packs are a little bit different than everybody else's. The bigger picture, they're all pretty much the same. So today's video, I am going to be installing the LongMons. Alright, so the first thing you're going to want to do before you order your BMS system is kind of get an idea of which starter kit works best for you. So I've got 14 packs, so I went with the 14 LongMon starter kit. And what I'm going to do here is just figure out the best place for the LongMon itself. So let me slide out a drawer and let's take a look. Alright, so there's a few different ways to install these LongMons on battery packs like these. The directions actually tell you to install it across the cells. It's kind of vague for that part, but there's a temperature sensor right down here, and I think that's the part they actually want you to install on the battery, because what that does is it gives you an accurate temperature of the batteries. This section up here is where all the resistors are, and I don't think you would want those across your batteries. I wouldn't wouldn't want to personally do that. I would like to put the LongMons up here in the front just because I want to see the LEDs blinking. Just more of a visual type of thing. But now that I'm looking at it, I think I'm not going to put them on the front because I don't want to put too much pressure on the wire connectors down here at the bottom, because you also have to think about how the wiring is going to go along with these when you install them. So if I put them down here, the wiring down here, they might be at too much of a funky angle because each LongMon is daisy chained over to the next LongMon. So you have to think about that when installing these. I might be putting some weird pressure on these connectors right here, so I don't think I'm going to do that. And if I also put them up here in front, they are sticking up a little bit, and I'm afraid I might accidentally hit either the UPS or from a different battery pack down below, I might hit the shelf up above. So I really don't want to take that chance of breaking one and then ordering more. So I think I'm actually going to install them right up here on the top. Of course, I will do it this way. The reason I'll do it this way is typically whenever you see these on, you see a red LED. That's just to let you know that it is in bypass mode, so it is putting a 1 amp load across this battery. I would like to see that, and whenever I push the drawer in, it's pretty dark in there, so that LED should be pretty easily seen. So I think I'm going to be going just like this right here. Alright, so I'm going to pull all the packs out, put them on the workbench, and start installing. So there's a few different ways you can mount these LongMons to the batteries or to the cell holders. Method 1 is putting double-sided tape on the back here and then sticking it right to wherever you're going to mount it. And method 2 is just zip tying it wherever you're going to zip tie it, and they recommend going in the little slots that they have right on the LongMons. But don't worry, if you can't get the zip ties in the actual spots they recommend, you can put them in other places. On my battery pack, it actually works out really good because the slots that they have in here line up perfectly going in between these two cells. So I'm just going to mount them right here, and I'm going to use zip ties. Also, Daniel on DIY Tech and Repair says try not to put too much pressure on the zip tie when tightening these down, especially on this side because the temperature sensor is in that little area right there. So just keep that in mind whenever you're tightening your zip ties down. And with mine, I kind of have to put a slight bend in the zip tie just to get it around the fuses that I have in here. Now technically I could leave it this loose, but I am going to snug them up just a little bit. There we go, nice and snug, and it's not too tight. There's still a little bit of flex in there. Alright, there we go. I am going to continue mounting these on, and I'm probably going to do it in the fast forward option with some music. So let's do it. That was super tough, wasn't it? No, not even close. Alright, so the LongMons are super easy to install. I mean, really, all you need to do is either put some double-sided tape on there or zip tie them like I did, and you're pretty much done. Just make sure you mount them in a place where they can get some good airflow so the LongMons can cool off whenever they heat up. Okay, next on the list will be all the wiring. And that might be a little tricky, especially for mine, because I have the slide-out drawers. I do have a couple of ideas in mind, so make sure you come back for the wiring install. Alright, well, I don't really know what else to tell you other than good job for mounting your LongMons, and good job me. I mounted them and I didn't break anything. You know what? They're actually pretty tough because I dropped them a couple of times and I thought I broke them. Nope, I didn't. The black stuff didn't even come off, so they're pretty rugged. Alright, so the next video is coming up. We'll see you on the next one. Now, yeah, general layout. Beep, beep, beep. How the, because once you actually plick it, and the double-sided, is it double-sided tape? I wonder if I could rotate those down. Lost it. Come back out here. So you don't want the back of the battery. It tells you not, there's like, if right about here, there's another temperature resist. Since the starter kit I got comes with 14 blah blah blah. I forgot where I was even going with this. And tedious. All these and so I am going to, what am I gonna do? And I'm guessing they're LongMons because they're long.